thinking about targets and goals, Michael, could you talk a little bit about companies that are thinking about adopting targets and goals for the first time? What should they be thinking about when they're doing their analysis?
So the first thing companies need to bear in mind is that setting a target and goal is a lot more complicated and time intensive than you might assume at the outset. One of the reasons for that is very often when companies set a target or goal, they do it under a highly technical framework such as the SBTi. And the process of working with the SBTi and getting a target validated can very often take up to 18 to 24 months. Beyond that, there's many stakeholders involved in setting a target beyond a company's sustainability or legal team. Very often there are external stakeholders, but also leadership and boards who want to have input and very often approve targets and goals. Before setting a target, it's important for companies to understand the severe limitations that frameworks will often place on the substance of a target or goal. It really is the framework and the SBTi committees that are going to dictate to companies what their ambition needs to be. A company doesn't have the discretion to say, we want to achieve this number, and that's going to be the target that we set and gets validated by the SBTi. But then when also it comes to the substance of a target achievement strategy, companies are very often going to be hemmed in by factors outside of their control, whether that's the methodology that is required of them, i.e. their ability to use things like carbon credits, which are severely limited, but also the levers that a company is going to be able to pull in order to achieve a target. Factors such as market practice, technologies, and the behavior of suppliers and customers that's really going to drive the achievability of a target. And so understanding these limits and making sure that stakeholders and leadership understand these limits and constraints is going to be really key, both in setting a target, but also dealing with a target once it's set.